Taking 4 days off feels calm, actually. Where was I? I need to do crab. I think that's still on. And I also need. I don't need a yet, but like assistant guy. Air stick. Hey, I assume this is still expensive. It would be a miracle to actually find one at an affordable price. There's no way. Why are they all like in the middle? There's one that might be nearby. 30 mil. It's on different channels. May as well go to the center. One. Well, again. 0+7. Show. 10 mil. Kind of affordable. I'll come back perhaps later then. That's where the are. Back there then. Oh, first crab dungeon. Like how it says 75 on the thumbnail, but I'm almost 76 anyway. First. Adding all 3 characters in, so I will look a little distracted here and there. Oh, right. Oh, auto attack. That's not a good button. Okay. Hmm. Okay. I am not dividing my attention the way I should. Or 7, 8. Stop. Not at all. I mean, wait, 9? Oh, that should be 11. Here's number 10. Here. And bottom. Just correct your notes. Here. Oh, today's the last day I can do this dungeon on the easiest mode. It's harder from here. Unlucky. But it was coming. I hope my ringmaster can keep doing it. Nothing. Nice. One more. Hello. What the fuck? Aww. Wait, I'm missing. So confused. It's not here, so I have to go back, I guess. Wow. That is not a spot I expect to find one. How long does Acro hold on to this clockwork set? Depends on which class you go, I guess. All of them could use it for a very long time. Both of them right there. Like a ranger could technically ditch as early as 75, just to do more, just to get the 10% skill damage on the 75 set. For AoE, for 1v1, ranger probably wants the 45 set. Because they have more critical rate, but not the critical damage to back it up. Those levels anyway, eventually you get 100% critical rate, but at the time of making, critical damage is should be more playable. So AoE Ranger, you could keep it up to anywhere from 120, 130. You could even keep it as late as 135, depending on how you want to depending on what gear path you want to take. Yeah. 1v1 Ranger, you probably want to switch it out for the 45 after job change, but you can also just use it until 105. Am I so bad at this? Got your PC fixing a new monitor, nice. Hope that wasn't too expensive, or if it was, hope you got some nice ones. Power switch on the case, interesting. Okay, I saw shiny. Wasn't caught less than $100. Hey, good. Cheap in PHP. Cheap in PHP, damn. Last two then. Okay. Gotta get now BP's quite a bit behind in dungeons. Well, it's gonna take a minute to catch up. By 17 shells here. 16 shells on the RM. Still have no real jewels. I should be able to afford them after today. Missed a crab somewhere. Not down. It's a dungeon is way too fucking big. But it's so easy to miss mobs because they don't load. I wonder if they actually will nerf it next year, considering they tried to nerf it this year and only didn't because of the player outcry. I wouldn't put it past them. Be like, oh, we warned you about this last year, and then nerf it, and then keep it that way forever. 17. We have 14 meats right now. Nice. Enough for the entire day. Short. Back to Darkon. Or I guess Darkon. I don't know which one's actually close. Which boys? Here either. It's probably about this distance. For survival, be a lot. Make room. I don't think I'll need an extra bag just based happened 5 days ago now, I guess. Where I didn't ever actually fill my bag up. Away the catalysts and to the spawn. I think realistically I only have like an hour here, maybe two, probably two. Two, but it's kind of awkward. It'll be like 80 towards the very end of it. Just bots. Just bots. I need a new pickup. This bank. A pickup. FGT. Nice. Hmm. 9 isn't looking perfect. I am almost out of no way to get more. That's going to be a bit weird. It's fine. Redisable. There's already the first 76. That's just what happens when I log off at 98%. I'm gonna gather around this catcher here, and the catcher will just be a permanent target for the week. That's always nice. works until like Azria though. To reach Azria, the mobs just have more than HP. So the catchers end up dying first. There is a bot to my left. Same bot that was here 4 days ago, actually. What is the loot? Still on randomly, okay. I didn't check my XP at the start. Guess that doesn't matter because the XP changes per level anyway. We're still gaining multiple levels an hour. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Huge whiff on that arrow raid. Still get 3%. I guess I did do damage while getting. But yeah, if anyone ever wondered how much they care about bots, the same bot's been in the same spawn for 4 days with no response, so... That's how much they don't care about bots. Consider them just part of the environment. Or you can come up with conspiracy theories like, oh, Gal's probably involved in the RMT market themselves. Something like that. But they care about enough about people doing RMT. I mean, you have to care about that too, you know? Like, in case you care about how much they care about enforcing any of their rules, it's not very much. That's the whole picture. They don't really care too hard to enforce their rules. They'll fix a bug that helps players too much, but otherwise, like, if you want to break some rules, go ahead. Like it's like if you've ever freaked out about you getting banned for an auto healer, well, considering that bot over there hasn't been banned, I don't think they'll ever ban you for using an auto healer. Just saying. Not condoning anything, but might be a little bit too paranoid about the rules. Just saying. Like, yeah, oh, and by the way, if I don't get life partner next year, you know what happened. Because I'm pretty sure I brought up the taboo topics enough times on these past few streams alone. It's really hard to not talk about them. It's just like, well, it's like it's not exactly hidden. Like if there were like very obvious efforts that they were fighting super hard against it, then it'd be easier to sing their praises. But that's very obviously not what's happening. So, and it's always just easy to shit on Gala. So that do always be content. People wonder why I don't. People ask me why I don't mod on Discord. It's like, if I was a mod on Discord, I can't shit on them anymore. At that point, why even play? What is that? Not a suit. Just red. Oh, just a quick rebuff. Hopefully, respawn on top of me. It did not, so that's good. Make things much calmer when they don't suddenly gank all of my characters all at once. Especially my Ringmaster, who has Flurry set, and I wish she has buff as a result. You know what I haven't used? Stone Hand. Not that it actually makes a difference. If I die, Stonehenge will never be, the lack of Stonehenge will never be that reason. At least, not for the next hour or two at least. Maybe beyond that there's a possibility. And doesn't this event have to be claimed? 3 days left on the login. Okay. Plenty of time before I'm forced to claim it. I don't think I'm quite done with it. Yeah, I got 2 days left. Claim it on the 3rd day of the stream. 2 days. Stream it. Claim it 2 streams from now. And it'll be perfect. Was expecting to lose a mob or 2 there. Still level 80. Pretty sure that guy was level 80 when we first arrived. So I assume that's just the XP locked. And automatically recharging the bar too. It's like this is one of those spotted spots too, like you don't even have to go anywhere, you just go to Mush Boys every few days, go through every channel, ban everyone, GG, easy. They can't even do that, so. Just no care. Like, yeah, you will probably slip through if you do that, but you'd catch so many so easily. Like, oh, it's not a perfect solution, I'm not gonna do it. My attitude by not doing that. Make it part of your morning routine or something. Log in, sweep through popular botting spots, go on with the rest of the day. Not like the bots are even trying to hide or anything. There's in the best spawns of the most popular mobs. Losing mobs. probably don't even have to permaban them either. Like, just ban them for like a week, see if they come back. The botters will probably cry in Discord long before you even reach that point. Before that week is up, even. If they get banned the next day or the actual day, they'll be whining on Discord, right? And all the 24 Discord people will be clowning on them the entire time. It'll be great. No, their evidence has to be perfect. Like, bitch, forget the evidence. You're not even doing anything. The evidence is just an excuse. Yeah, I'm totally gonna believe the level 80 ranger 1v1ing without buffs at Mush Boys for 4 days is not a bot. It's like, do you guys forget that your TOS probably literally has "we can ban you for any reason we feel like" written on it? You can just point to that clause. Call it a day. It's not like those bots spent any money anyway. Hello, Shira, can you give me an advice? Depends on the advice, I guess. I don't think believe in yourself is the advice you're looking for, but go ahead, ask. Hey, the advice can only get so good when there's no other context. Let them type. See what they have to ask. Should I buy a level 70 clean account? Or in main servers? Templar is easy to buy equipment in FWC. Why would you ask me about buying accounts, dude? Look, I'm not advocating for you to break the rules, but I'm not gonna tell you how to do it or if you should do it at all. Like, if you have to ask, should you do X rule breaking thing, I'm gonna tell you no. It's just that's something you probably shouldn't ask a streamer. Because the streamer generally has an interest in keeping something of a decent relationship with the company, unless, you know, they're an intentionally malicious actor like a bot stream or something. So my answer to you is going to be don't buy the account. Don't buy accounts because that's against TOS. If you want a different answer, you might want to ask on a more shady platform. Am I gonna get in trouble for telling you if you should or shouldn't or how to? Probably not. Like, the most trouble I'll get in is, oh no, I don't get partner next year. It's like, fucking cares, it's fucking life. 4 days of bot farming. I mean, like, there's just value in just pure Pena. Like, there's no actual valuable drop here, but if you're an RM tier, there's always value in Pena until, like, the very last 48 hours of FWC or so. That's when Pena finally becomes useless. Outside of that period, you can always farm for Pena. Now, why did I not do it in a more quiet spot? Because you can farm at this spot for over a week and not get banned. Anyway, so who cares? Just farm at the most efficient spot. Shrug. I feel like if bot bans were happening more regularly, you'd see more bots at like more uncommon spots. But as we are seeing here, don't need to do that. You can just do it anywhere and you won't get banned. At least not for a very long time. Oh, that is a fancy new skill we got there. Can actually add to it. Oh no, we're only gonna end at 77 and something. 25 minutes to get a level. Including all the XP I needed to cover the level previous. Where does this even go? Where can I put this? Okay. Oh, those are 5 papers correct now. Admittedly, against the level 79, so... That's like a 7 hit. 7 once you count for... Or less than 7 once you count for error rate. Fancy ass fuck. "26 minutes for a level and 35 minutes left. We might hit 78, the beginning of level 78. And I think I can justify going to trees for that. Fortunately, still 12, 13, 14 levels behind Luia's, so not Luia's. Interesting boundaries on that bot. It only hunts regulars. Doesn't even try to go for the captains. Oh, did I? Oh my god, that's why I'm keep forgetting because that's not normally on my bar. I have to buy new each time. Okay, thanks for the reminder. Jesus Christ. Buy 30 on every card. Yes, I can. I just assume my bars are correct all the time. But when they're not, I just fuck myself over. Like so. Then soon I'm also going to need to grab me, and I'm gonna forget that in 2 minutes. Guarantee it. Yeah, definitely need to go. Trees next hour, no choice. With that, I will actually hit 81. There's no way you can stay up much points at 81. Also means I do 5.7k burst cracks. Looks scary as fuck. Ryu, I mean, was literally just like an hour of booze and then the rest mush voice, so I guess it's easy enough to skip around. It's also like not a perfect yard because I am constrained by my amp timers. I end up staying at certain spots longer than I probably should. How would I know? AoE is just always guesswork at the end of the day, I think. You would need to gather so much leveling data to actually get like a perfect picture of where to be at every point. But yeah, it's like you could just skim the streams and it would be a pretty good leveling route still. Oh, I only missed that crap by like 45 seconds, which is somehow still a whole AoE. Unlucky. But it could have been worse. Could have been a few minutes. Oh, buff's running out actually. I guess running out of amp is the least of our problems if we're just gonna forget about Elixir so easily anyway. Always stressed about how they want to gather the full spawn. It's like, do you realize how long it takes to gather the full spawn? Mobs walk so slowly. Better off doing 2 small AoEs and wasting time waiting for a bunch of them to catch up to you. In most cases. So this stream looks like it'll be 1 hour at booze, 1 hour at trees, 1 hour at Belias. And then the next stream's 3 hours at Belias. Which sounds to me like we're already gonna be at Glaffins by the end of this week. That feels kinda crazy. I'm probably wrong somewhere. Maybe Luia's probably won't be as fast as I'm expecting it to be. Just my guess. Spend an extra hour at trees or something. This is actually like really fast even for F2P, I feel like. Like, are we sure F2P is slow? Or people just don't play optimally? I can tell you I'm not playing optimally right now. Am I zooming though? Not doing anything crazy. I don't even have global attack going. Hello. Attack mob. One thing I do want to try once I finish the Yuan Dane set is I want to do an hour with just the BP and RM. See if that's actually like comparable. But I guess that's not always a clean cut comparison. God, you have to be so high level to actually. So late. It's just not all that great of a comparison because multiple levels happen in an hour. What do you mean a mix of both? Of being bad and not being efficient or whatever? Yeah, we're back to grinding. Trying to figure out where we're gonna be at the end of the week. being bad and not playing very much, yeah. I mean, to be fair, a lot of people just be like, oh, I'm only getting 0.2% per mob. It's like, you realize how that played out over an hour, and it's just like, it's obvious they don't. Like, how much are we getting right now? 0.13. But Oppo, we're getting like 3 levels an hour. And again, people just kind of just decap themselves for fun by going 8 characters, but that's like a very small segment still. Bro, skip quest until 105. I need my inventory quest. Sorry, not skipping to 105. Like I'm gonna come back for those quests either way because I like inventory slots. More stuff I can sell. That's how you really get money. Gotta not focus on that XP bar and it's like zoom. I mean, I focus on the XP bar a lot, but it's like I do that in reference to how much I'm getting an hour. I got that shit open even in like the slowest of levels. People are like, just don't look at your XP bar. It's like, well, if I don't look at my XP bar, how will I know if I'm doing well this hour? If I'm just shitting the bed. Usually I'm not shitting the bed anyway, but can never be sure. Sometimes it just fucking sucks. Not looking at your XP bar is how you end up going hours without realizing the party XP's on level or some shit. Can't make me out how slow it looks. Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do though. But that's just how it works for me. I just look at the prem timers. The XP is just something that happens to me. Sign up for an hour of grinding, not how much. I don't really care how much the XP bar moves. Well, I do care, but only as a measure of how well I've actually grinded that hour. And not doing stupid shit like forgetting EXP elixirs. One of 5. My goal has been met this time around. That was fast. Keep pushing, see how far you get. Yeah, I knew it. 105 doesn't take all that long. My bull is 30 levels outdated. Still, just ignore the fact that it's an NPC bull. Doesn't matter. Actually, it's an NPC bull. It was outdated the moment I got it. That's too much hours for how little time I've got. Fair enough. No. Are much boys all that fun? What am I... Oh. And the game stopped me from making a tragic error. start of Darkon 3 is peak life. Honestly, Darkon 3 is probably the nostalgia area. If not, it's either Save Morning or Darkon 3. It's like beyond that is new content in a sense. Like nobody's got nostalgia for fucking Asriel. Or if they do, it's still for like Darkon's level ranges. Like how many people have nostalgia for hitting 120? Nobody. Nobody just like how many people actually even managed that back in the day? Which is like some lofty, unachievable goal that's so easy to do now. Also, Shui, what are you doing up at 2 a.m. on a Sunday night? Labor Day is like 2 weekends away, no? Fair enough. I have a plan for next time around all the hours I spend not knowing anything farting around. Yup. What is that? Mush boy staff, oh my god. What's the spot stuck on? Why are you just standing there? Did it just run out of range and just like bug out or something? I already told you when I made my first account that I stuck on Gigglebox. Like when you say first account, you mean the original or universe? I don't recall if you ever actually played the original. Bot's just standing there, menacingly. Actually, it was more menacing when it was running around, but you know. Oh. I mean, getting stuck at giggle boxes back then is still like further than how far some people get in this game. Even now, I feel like the people we don't see who quit before they're done with Vagrant. You've never seen them. You never heard of them. They just quietly disappear after realizing, yeah, even Vagrant takes too long. Gotten a new yo-yo, spent all your penny on it, sold the old whip, died, so I got ability unequipped to upgrade. Oh, you got D level and then you couldn't equip it. GG. Now I remember. And you were playing Yo-Yo Acro before it was good. Yo-Yo Acro absolutely sucked in the original. It's like the best idea people had were like crossline question mark. Like, we can't do that because Jesters needed a bunch of decks for after job change anyway. eventually got a new account where I got P levels for free as a mercenary. One knight that never made it past Darkon 3, but had a lot of fun farming Darkon 2 at Nutty Wheels. I mean Darkon 1? Nutty Wheels or Darkon 1? There's a very mistyped word, I can't tell which one it is. They could all be plausibly true. I'm expecting this last captain. Oh, it didn't run. Nice. Just barely didn't run. I think that bot broke. It's still not doing anything. Or maybe it's like, oh, it's like maybe they've caught on to the fact that I've been grinding here a while. Just paused operations until I leave. In case I might report them. They're clearly not disconnected. Aggro next to it. But it's walking away. Alright, good night. Hello, weird bot person. I appreciate that it stop killing mobs, but now I'm curious why it stopped. Maybe their bot subscription ran out. Best sitting posture is the one. It's always the next. There's no one good sitting posture. Important thing is to change up every once in a while. It's like a weird way of saying shrimp away as long as you shrimp in different ways. Well, like a shrimp first, and then like a prawn, and then a lobster. So after all, if we're gonna name one sitting posture after a fish, why not all of them? That is way off. I'll revolve. Oh, the bot's gone. Did it go to sell? Did it get banned? World may never know. Clearly, someone reported, maybe. Maybe a mod's watching the stream, who knows? There are two bots here, I don't see either of them now. Nope, I see one of them. Probably not banned, probably just went to sell. But if it could still go to sell, then why was it standing still? So now the it went to sell theory makes no sense. Oh, that was not comfortably 78 at all. Am I actually going to hit 78 on this on Hannah specifically? I don't think so. Oh my god. Messing up the elixir actually fucked me up. Not really. Be like 99 something. Very high 90. And then I'll level up on the first AoE at Trees. It'll be like nothing ever happened. On. The purpose of the bots is to grind items. I saw several weird acting players as there's much point. I wonder what the goal is. Yeah, they just farm Penya and then RMT it away for real money. It's like if they get banned, well, it's not hard to set up another one. And as you can see, they take a while to get banned anyway, so you get plenty of profit where they actually get banned. Now the questionable part is, why does Gala leave it alone? Because the kind of person who would buy RMT money is the kind of person who is effectively taking the profits away from them, because selling F-Coin and selling Enya through RMT is essentially the same market. You're allowing the player to trade their cash for in-game power. So why would Gala not put their best foot forward into stopping them when it's cutting directly into their profits like that? Because money that would have went to Gala now goes to the RMTers. It's not like piracy where it's like, oh, they were never going to spend that money to play in the first place. No, they spent that money. It's money that exchanged hands. So why are we not shutting down the actual thieves? It's like they have monopoly like power within their own game. They just don't flex it. Doesn't make any sense. So there's like a minute left on my prep. What the fuck? So yeah, it is RMT. That's the whole answer. RMT and bots made to farm that RMT money. Nothing new if you played MMOs before. Newer MMOs try to fight it by not making trade possible in the first place. But RMTS tend to get creative. No need to leave money on the table. You can find a way around it. Oh, not even high 90s, low 90s. Oh well. Dargon. Change suit out. There's such a huge. And now, go change suit element. Probably requires us to go to channel 2 to find the shops. Need wind element. Need Erons and cross. And white handle. You know, too like when I have 3 clients open, it gets a bit laggy. Just the one. 55 mil already. Erons. 9. We'll get you +5 generally. It's the 1 in 5 that it doesn't. At least I'm pretty sure 105 was the magic number. I cannot find myself to get past the grinding around 75. Highest I got was 82, always into making new character and starting over. I mean, you don't have to force yourself to play parts of the game you don't want. If you get bored after 75, just stop after 75. Nothing wrong with that, honestly. Oh, I have to go to Tarkon 3 anyway. Whoa. Does it get better? No, it never gets better. Genuinely never gets better. Like this hour, I basically got like I would have gotten 2.5 levels. It's never gonna be that fast ever again. You just have to get used to the game continuously getting slower. Or accept the game is not for you. Doesn't have to be. Just play the parts you like, don't play the parts you don't want. I will say it does help to play like an easy class like a ranger. Get through those parts that are... There's essentially a mental effect where if you get past a level once, it's easier to do it again in the future. So like you've gotten to 75 a bunch of times. If you can reach 90 just once, you'll find that every other time you try to get to 90, it's a lot easier. That's fair. I keep my goals around 75. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Just have fun. I used to be like that too. Wait. Oh my god, my arm added to strength. Fixing that. An Elementor based on your guide. Find it most fun to play yet. Yeah. Now it's like now if you keep finding it fun after like 82, then you can keep playing it, and that's the character that pushes you past that mental barrier. You can hit those higher levels in the future if you feel like it. Or just keep playing up to 75 again. That's all that's its own kind of fun. Okay. Oh. 150, 150, 150, let's go. If we do everything properly, we'll find out. Am I missing something? Yes, I am. Everyone chef 5. Yeah. I didn't miss anything. Oh god, this damage sucks. I went from hitting nearly 6k down to just 3k. That is level difference plus losing monster achievement. There are we here. 88 at small antiquary. Yeah, that's not a bot. Not a bot, by the way. It AoE's like 3 trees at a time. Yeah, 3.3k with GT. That's a good bit better, I suppose. This is why I don't skip GT. We're always like, oh, I'm too lazy to GT every minute. It's like, guess you don't want 10% damage then. Especially no excuse if you're an AoE. That's just, you cast GT once every AoE and you're good. Like at this a decently popular botting spot too, there's always one character here at least. I don't know what tank does. We have water resist natively. Oh, does first crack reach? I think it does. Just barely. Holy, that's so much HP. Not that they have so much HP, it's just I do no damage. Now, if you ask, was this any faster? I don't think I can. I don't think I can honestly answer yes. I think if I clear out the Watangas here, they don't come back. And just do trees. Hi Shira, random question. Would you know anything about being a Seraph in PvP? I don't know if I should prioritize block HP or whatever don't deal wakes for my stick. I mean, it's a balance of things. But you, like, block, you don't generally, like, you don't really have room to prioritize block because the only place you can get block is, like, stick awake, but I'm pretty sure you need cast speed. I'm not totally certain about RM PvP, sorry. What I do know is you need like max cast speed in your defender set. And enough int to hit 481 int for when you're outside and buffing. It's a very high cast speed requirement. But like also the existence of the new PvP weapons threw it off even more, so. If you're actually serious about Seraph PvP though, there's always like guilds literally die because they don't have enough Seraphs anymore, so you advertise yourself as Seraph PvP are willing to learn. Plenty of guilds will want you. They're happy to tell you what you need to know, or what they want from you at least. Even if they themselves don't know the specifics. You just kind of figure it out over time. Yeah, I think the main things you want to be able to achieve is max cast speed and defender set while you're inside, with speed on your fashion blessings. And then when you're outside, you need to switch to your fox and have 481 int at least. Those are definitely your key points. Going Mirage Adept PvE set for now since Adept is upgraded pretty high. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't know. Like there's only so much, you only need so much int while you're inside. The important thing is staying alive, because arms can get caught so easily because you have no mobility. You're gonna need a defender set either way. Yeah, people honestly just don't. Yeah, see, I'm in that camp too, so I can't really help you there either. Maybe I'm one of the few willing to admit it, maybe. A lot of people do just say shit. And on this specific topic, I'm also doing the same, so. Not really something I think about much. Especially with all the recent changes. All recent changes being a stick that very few people have, so for what that's worth. I'm pretty sure every PvP team worth their salt prioritize their RM6. Am I hitting anything? I don't think it's super achievable to have 200% casting speed with the Mirage and also yeah, I don't think that's possible. I haven't done the math on it. I assume Mirage is like a tank swap, probably. Or maybe you do like Mirage with Lord Venekar. Because people were doing Lusaka stick with Lord Venekar for a while, and Mirage is just an upgraded version of that same setup. Holy, can we finish this AoE here? I need to revolve. Soon as I remember the GT. Not having cast speed really throws off my ability to remember the GT. Such like a visual response to not having it. It's not like making PvP content for Flive really pays off either. Like, who watches that shit? 99% of PvP of players in Flive, like more than 99%, I feel like, of players in Flive are just PvE only. Very few can even afford it, and not everyone who affords it even wants to play PvP still, so. Very small community, even more limited knowledge. So all theory crafting goes to the very few people who, and like even within like that small pool of players, not every, basically no one plays more than one class. I'm a Lusaka hater. The stats suck so much compared to the other sticks. Doesn't have incoming damage. I mean, it's got incoming damage and healing. But yeah, if you don't like the setup, hmm. I thought it was pretty smart as a setup. I don't know how it actually plays out in practice. What I do know is like the armor was like all the armor options were kind of in a shit state because it's like their options are the PvE equipment or this 120 set that debatably is worse than the PvE set, depending on the situation. That's why the Lord Venekar and Lusaka stick meta became a thing. The build became a thing. I don't know if it became fully meta, but the bot came to my side again. It's like a premium bot with its own with a permanent pickup pet. Just a giggle box. Even the set's glowing. I like how they invest in a pet but not in Clockwork's armor. Like one of those is like the Clockwork's armor is it's so much cheaper. Use the fucking 60 set. I'll eat it. Out of my spawn. Guild may use that combo as well, but I'm a Lusaka stick hater because Mirage Zero feels better. Yeah, so like you could still copy the setup and replace the Lusaka stick with the Mirage. You can't ult the Mirage yet, I guess. Unless your guild's already funneling you. In which case you just find your own balance of yeah, you just kinda have to find your own cocktail mix of what the fuck is going on. Of casting speed and speed. I don't think you can really prioritize block. It's like if you have room to build block, you have to build. It's like any spot, any room, any space, any slot where you can build block. You can just have more speed and just get away from the attacker, rather than try to block. Like block's only good against rangers and blades. Not a whole lot of blades, so it's really just rangers. You can definitely just run away or back up. Rangers only want to move forward so much. I'm gonna be like 80 after this hour. It's like barely possible to go to Lulia's, and that's all we need. Lulia's are such a big EXP bomb. His speed is the main problem for me. Every other class is yep. Let's imagine giving RMs anything. Like, oh, our guild died because we don't have RMs, but also if you ever buff RMs, we are gonna cry to hell and back. If you're gonna give everyone a dash, just give RMs a dash already. Who doesn't have a dash at this point? I feel like, yeah, literally only RMs survive running around without a dash here, I think. Everyone else has a dash of some sort. But you already know. If RMs are like, oh, we need to give RMs a dash, every other class is going to complain. Just imagine making the game feel good for the people who got your back. Oh. I need to rethink how I do this AoE thing. There's way too many mobs going on my build list too. Actually kind of dangerous. Oscar suit. Not interesting at all. Maybe let him stack up more. It's just Seraph that don't have a dash or any speed up, even BPS 20% speed effect on setting a gap closer. Yeah, it's called Initiating Strike on one of their, it's like a 166 skill or something. And they kind of have range with Nen Sphere if they go Nen Spear or use an Aura Bomb. And what do RMs get? Nothing. But also RMs can't stand too far from their group because they need to be in the center using heal rain. They need to somehow centralize your position or go forward for Holy Cross. With no dashes or anything. No defensive toolkit. The defensive tools they have to use it on other people. Great balance, by the way. Awesome class design. Like, the only thing you could argue they have is anti-CC. Because it's hard to stay inside of a him generally. Wait, did BPs get 20% speed on their PvP, on their 180 PvP set too, or... I know their PvE set has it. I feel like we're fighting too many Lefangos. No benefit to any of this other than I guess they are kind of tightly packed. Considering going Divine Cross so you can get points just steal kills from... It does work that way, yeah. If you get the last hit with popping Divine Cross, you do get points. And then you get to laugh at all the DPS who scored less than you. It's like, haha, you scored less than a Ringmaster. And there's always a non-zero number of those people in any given siege. Non-zero, unlike their points, haha. Oh god, Cat's Reflex running out. Yeah, it's fun seeing a Ringmaster with like over 10 points. Doesn't happen very often, but it does. Like, haha, every DPS who scored less than 10 points, he looks so bad. Let's clean this up. And repop. Sniper. Oh my god, it's not necessarily hitting. Dude, their range is so long. Oh my god. You used to get MVP in 60 Siege with just this good times, yup. But Rain, you still can't, like, Moonbeam is so good at that level range. Which, reminder, Moonbeam got nerfed because people in... Because Sieges were dying to it in the previous iteration, where you could Holy Cross Moonbeam someone. And some people did not realize you could Holy it off of yourself. Got nerfed to its current version where you can't Holy it, but it does have a shorter cooldown, so it's buffed for 360 leveling. But that buff happened years ago, so... Hard to call it a buffed or nerfed state when the buff slash nerfed happened so long ago. Keep moving than everyone else quick because no one... Yep. I mean, also 60 Siege isn't the most, like, engaging thing either, so... We used to do it on Mush Boy. And then we started the chip farming thing, and then they're like, oh, if you guys... And then they killed the chip farming, it's like, well... Why even bother? You can only make circle heal balls with auto shots and moonbeams. So interesting. It's a very simple gameplay mode, but That also makes it too unengaging. Sarah heal rain. I'm letting this bot have too many mobs for free. Unrelated again, does the 1v1 also? No. Generally I found AoE is most efficient at like 7 levels apart, unless you're master, then it's like it gets weirder. It's like 8 levels is the most efficient you can AoE a mob from. Beyond that it hits a curve, but also you can't just blindly follow the 8-7 level guideline either, because some mobs are just more efficient than others. Like either they have better spawn, or in the case of like Tree versus Luia, one mob just straight up gives a shit ton more XP. Like, you can use it as a starting point for finding a spawn, but like I've seen, like for AoE specifically, I've seen a mob like that's like 78% efficient according to the chart, but I actually go to that mob and it's more efficient than 100%. It's like, okay, this thing's fucking useless, but could you explain for Master? For Master AoE, you want to stay like 13 levels apart at all times. Until you're in Azria, which Azria specifically, and then like for Azria you want to stay like 12 levels once you reach ghosts. Beyond that I haven't tried anything. Yeah, they're not super hard and fast rules either, but point is it's very wrong on certain points. And ultimately, when I release an AoE leveling guide, there's going to be a fair amount of guesswork still, but better than leaving people to their own devices, I guess. Like the people who kind of have an idea of where to go can argue with it all day, but as long as it's like correct in 90% of the time, I can't complain, I guess. I really want to get out of Desert. I'm only 101 Master. I was thinking of going Metamets at 14. Yeah, you can go at, I mean, 14 is like, it's pretty harsh, but it'd be done. I assume you have a water bomb weapon. And like, given the design, given how much more how dense Metamets are, it could work. Though small's not so much, but I think you'll be fine at 14 levels difference. Again, it's still guesswork, but you can only be so wrong. Jost Van, when I say 8 levels, I mean I'm 79 now, these are 87. I get some amount of EXP per hour right now. The next level, I will also gain the same amount of EXP per level. And then it goes down from 7 to 6 and 6 to 5. That's the curve I've noticed. And below that, your XP rate actually goes up. So if you start a mob like 9 levels down, then you go to 8 level, and then you go down to an 8 level gap, you will actually gain more XP per hour, despite having gone up a level. I don't know how universal that pattern is, but... And obviously you can only notice that pattern at specific spawns when you stay in it long enough. Which implies a certain level of gear, but... I was at Hunders, that's the pattern I noticed. I'm just generally applying it for now. You can only do so much research when you can't freely change your level. Did we not take any ranger skills after job change? For AoE or 1v1? AoE, you want flame arrow and ice arrow. 1v1, you need critical shot, but that's all the way out at 65. And then for both you want nature, but that's at 70. Obviously I'm a jester, so I don't actually have access to those skills. For AoE, yes, so flame arrow, ice arrow, and then take nature at 70. That's really all the skills you need. Until 166. Amazingly detailed skill tree, yippee. And obviously don't forget like perfect block and full mastery. Hopefully that's obvious enough. You'll want critical shot if you decide to do bossing in the future, but you'll have plenty of points for that by then. Another unrelated thing, kinda confused why ulti plus 5 demos plus perform better than ulti plus 5 rings. That's specifically because plus 4 to plus 4 to plus 5 for ulti demos is like 40 additional damage. Versus for rings, it's versus every other level of demo, it's like 10. It's like 10 for 0 to 4. And then 6 to 10, each level is 20. It's that specific upgrade level for demos that's so much stronger than every other demo upgrade. So outside of that specific level, rings are always better. At least for magic. I think it's a lot closer for melee. Alright, why am I taking more damage? 609. Oh, yeah, because I'm at a higher level. For auto attackers, much closer, right? But are rings still better? I think auto attackers demos might be better. Because like auto attackers have so much critical damage to begin with. It's not like magical power With magical power is a significantly rare stat. How much damage do you get? How much do the rings get? It's like 4 stats per upgrade level. 40 of it. Okay. 4 of a stat versus. Fucking be dying too. 4 of a stat versus 20 additional damage. Pretty sure that just depends on the class then. Pretty sure like blades will favor the rings. But for like ranger, it's a little more 50-50. Because ranger scaling is like 4.0 versus blade scaling is 5.7. So my understanding is once you include the critical damage, blades will always want to go for their rings, but a ranger will just want to keep their upgrades even. Hog is AI girl. Obstacle. The BP is 60. What the? Oh my god. Oh my god. What the heck is this? Huh? So lost on it. Yeah, so auto attackers like rings are probably slightly better. Because critical damage just doesn't matter as much, and like the scaling on attacking is better. But for casters, rings are just automatically better, regardless. Not sure whether or not you want to invest in Adept Demo plus 5. I feel like just getting plus 10 rings feels better since attack percentage. Yeah. I was actually looking at that, and it's like you can make a plus you should get plus 5 on everything first, and then get your rings to plus 10 before you decide to upgrade your demos any further. Literally every ring, like besides plus 5, every plus of the rings is better than any plus of the demos. Accounting for the upgrade cost and everything. Oh my god, I had crabs missing for the past 7 minutes. I'm not gonna hit 80 on this Jester because of that. I hate 30-minute prems. I hate 30-minute prems. That's all I have to say. Either delete the 30-minute prems or make all prems 30 minutes. Not this halfway shit. And suddenly a random dude upgrades a plus 10 ring, right? Crazy. You're listening in. But it's a defender. Wait, it's a defender. It doesn't even make sense. Actually, it makes sense. Why would you ever upgrade a defender's plug? Casual flex. Not as like it's still a big flex, but not as big as it was like before the update, I guess. More sunstones in circulation thanks to the quests. 5-minute Garbo, 10-minute Garbo, 15-minute Garbo. Yeah, Prems are Garbo. Agreed. Delete Prems. Honestly, base take. Delete every Prem that isn't Refresher Hold and Vital Drink. And well, some of them can stay like friendships, I guess. We do like summoning items. Our pluck's kinda shit. Thinking of getting a +5 pluck. I mean, they're definitely on the lower end of good value, but like while you're inside the siege arena, there isn't much else you can put in the slot. Oh wait, unless you're gonna get like Speedo +5s. I would definitely rather have Speedo +5s than Defender plugs. Now, admittedly, the accessibility of a Speedo +5 is so much lower, but given the choice, I think Speedo +5s are better for Siege. I'm pretty sure much cheaper too. But again, cheaper doesn't mean a whole lot if you can't even find a damn thing. Oh, 75 Jester Helmet. It's time. We're already playing the AoE Jester. Get that 10% more damage. God, somebody stop that bot. Cutting me off. Fuck you, bot. Got it first. Plog rare items. Imagine if they were actually good. Oh my god, there's a second one. Two bots. I think that's a what tank a bot. It's not gonna cross over to the side. Another rare item. This time hidden on some. This time there's a card hidden inside too. Someone come ban this bot. Always the bot. But they don't care. You have to wonder how many days that bot's been here for. But it's okay, the level 88 Ringmaster, the level 78 Trees, that uses 60 armor and NPC stick, has probably been here for days on end, isn't a bot. Everything is under control. That's why it's not banned. I like to snare the mobs nearby and they'll get stuck trying to hit them. I mean, fun idea, but I would actually like to continue leveling, so can't stun lock myself trying to troll a bot, so Always tag your aggros. Someone savvy like me is gonna notice and steal it. Earthquake card, okay. BP is almost 80. Another level would be nice, but I can take Luias from 11 levels down. 11, 12 levels down, no problem. Fuck was missing. Thing about lose mobs. Oh, just barely in range. My mount expired. Very conveniently, I think I can get away without popping one. Like, the load slide is right there. I'll be spending the next few... yeah, probably need to pop. But not right now. I can definitely wait a few days on that one. Need 5 buffs on the second row. That's funny to remember. I guess the presence of Fast Walker kind of fucks up that as a buff standard. Okay, so if I see only 4 buffs in the second row, then I'm missing something. That's just always going to be GT. Okay, 4.3k. Big AoE. No, this is big ticket. I want to move. Pulling up. That's how you know Luias are not going to be a threat at all. And I just realized this setup is immune to mobs that stun, isn't it? Because the tank character is a different character from a DPS character. And the mobs are just gonna stun the tank. And who cares if the tank gets stunned? I could level at Kearns in the future. That isn't ideal. I mean, eventually I'll have to go to Claphams, but definitely spend some time at Kearns. It's not going to be absolutely miserable. Good night. Because I will not, because this character that gets done doesn't matter. That sounds like it'll work out. Okay, so I'm comfortably 80. That's nice. There's no way it takes more than 10 minutes to get 23%. And last I checked, Luiz has also bought Paradise, so that's going to be fun. I do get more inventory slots at 80, don't I? Will I be playing that when the time comes? Not right. That's the second Song of Sirens in like an hour. What the fuck? We're just getting lucky. Best thing about this pair of characters is going to be that core weapons are going to be so cheap once we hit 150. How much is a Typhoon right now? Easily less than 1 billion. Vacuum card. Feel like I can get 1 billion just by diligently saving Penyo. Which, not doing a very good job of that. But we'll get there. It's been like 2 minutes since we last checked in. And like 9%, so 80 and some change. Oh, the 2 GTs nearly got me killed. Hey. Heal? Okay. Oh, the bot's killing regular Watanka, so they're sending them my way. Clear them out again. Not really, I guess. It's going to be a dense spawn. No point in leaving them alone. Buffing feels so much faster with GT. Damn. 5% more and I could have given myself Max Cat's Reflex. But alas, it's only level 18. But that's okay. But Tanka lives this round, but he'll die next day. Presumably. Holy shit, how are these so many? Oh, they're just scattered about. Probably not out of range, but I know it can stand out of range of burst correct. Where to click. Tiny ass models. See it. Don't die. Oh my god, almost died. Almost died again. Alright, you can have your Botankas back. Go respawn on the other side. I'm also almost done with this hour, so it won't bounce back again. Maybe like 10% into the next level? Not a reasonable expectation here. Ten percent EXP gap between the BP and the Jesters, so eventually this will settle on a 1 level difference. Well, until 100, I guess. We'll have Jester's Blast, and well, that means consistent damage. This can easily be more than 10% at this next level. I'll stat and claim inventory slots after this hour. Did not go for the ring. Imagine that's going to be a bigger problem at like Lappin. I'm not expecting a problem even at Luias. Even though the Luias spawn is pretty dense. Need an extra line. Oh, it's kind of working. You can kind of remember the GT now. Starting to get captures. But on the other screen. no more bot checks on this character anymore as far as we can expect. Well, I guess things can change at 100. Because right now, our only damage is Arrow Rain, and that's not a whole lot of damage. Hard to get kills, which trigger captchas when I'm only doing Arrow Rain. 8 seconds. Okay. It's 2 AoEs if I time it right. No, wait, 30 seconds. I'm looking at the upcard when I have friends that are 20 seconds left for now. And they're just gonna run up. %, exactly as I said. Pyoko's dead. No more Pyoko. He's stab damage. Okay, so I need to... Oh, 10 more amps at 80. Oh. Yeah. Oh, okay. I do have enough amps to hold out then. I can keep amping. Oh, there's also a mush boy item. Turn it. Oh, so much to do. Okay. So what I actually need to do first is change suit element again. This time to achievement. Go change suit element time to water, which requires the 2 most expensive materials. Unlucky. But I won't have to change that for a while. Not until 90. That's pretty good. Let's just name shops again. You also need a better than low spro. Where's the low spro? That's like 400. Oh, slightly better. Element. Element upgrading. Oh my fucking lord. Well, that last upgrade was 38. Fuck. 38 and something. 27 and 38, so 56. Right, another low scroll. Surely we don't fail. 281% in a row. Oh fuck. Hard. Wrong upgrade. You me? Okay. Whatever the game says. Bruh. Aww. Okay, so 65 was the actual number. Buy everything again. Be cheaper. Oh, I didn't need to buy that many. Probably just end up throwing it away for the sake of inventory management. There's no way I remember to actually. There's no way I actually remember that left. I need an extra card. Oh. Stopped me from making a very tragic error of buying the entire stack of elephant cards. It's finally +5. Became a surprisingly expensive endeavor. Huh? 100% going to forget I have cross-second here. Anyway. Hello Shira, any tips for a slightly spender? I want to play template, but I don't know what builds and I should go level in FWC or go to direct main servers. You should definitely play on FWC. You need to go look up Navi's channel. Just on your YouTube search bar, type Navi HG, and he has the night guides. Any night info I have will be less complete than watching whatever he has because I pull from the info he gives me anyway. So yeah, just go to Navi. This is how you spell his name. Go to that channel. Find more complete info than I can say to you on stream. Alright, I have to walk. I also have to be right back, so give me like a minute. Actually, I just remembered. Well, checking. Actually, I just remembered Navi's guides are on Flypedia. Templar guides are literally right here. Ooh. Could not be easier to find. Yeah, there you go. I don't know which format you prefer. If you want the video, just go to its YouTube. If you want text, in-game wiki. Walk ourselves up to Luia's. Final hour of grinding for the day. The healing here? Oh. There are two. Oh my god, there are 4 bots, I see. Looks ridiculous. 5? Oh my god, man. I don't like there being this many bots. I think I'm gonna check out some other channels real quick. So I imagine the situation will not be much different. Yeah, this looks kind of absurd. There's 2 bots. I saw a third one. There's 2 bots here. That's much more serviceable. Hope I did not misassign those stats. I've not touched Fly since like 2009. What a throwback seeing this recommended on my front page. That's crazy. What's what version of Fly was in 2000? I feel like that has to be somewhere in the low teens, like the 11? I'm dying, I'm dying, I'm dying, I'm dying, I'm dying. I'm surprised, like, it pushed, YouTube pushes this stream to, like, the most random people. Like, I always expect the only people passing through here would be people who already play Universe. But no, it's just like, I haven't played this game in years. It's like, huh. Guess YouTube just tries anything these days. Crazy discoverability. How come there's so many channels? It's special server? Yeah, it's FWC, so there's 25 channels, which is the most FWC has ever had. Thank God. Am I doing this right? 150, 150, 150. We're good. Meanwhile, Lawwolf still has like 6 now. God. Oh, there's 3 bots here. Oh god. Still little damage. Expensive back then, it's expensive now too. No idea since I was a little kid and did not get very far. I managed to get second job then, wanted Elementor and Blade. Wanted to make a bow jester. Yeah. Yeah, and they gutted bow jester in this version, so. But they essentially like actually made 1v1 Ranger good, so. In a sense, bow jester never really died, even in this version. Just got assigned to its proper class. It's probably the better way to put it. Now, as for its price tag, well, I'm still using a 7847 bowl, but it's working well enough. I'm just extra poor because I'm funding an extra character more than usual. Holy, I do no damage. Admittedly, this is 11 levels down. We're gonna level faster for the next 2 levels. I just remember how absurd the Bull Jester attack speed knockback was back then. Oh, you're remembering the version that was like infinite knockups. I think that version was like 2008, 2007-ish. They nerfed that like the version after I started playing. So the knockups don't happen as often. And this version kept that version of crit knockups. The Bull Jester always felt weird to me back in the day. Spinning with it. Most of the games with skills that don't work at all for you was odd. Yeah, and they try to fix that by giving later ranger weapons like insanely better stats, so eventually 1v1 ranger in the old version also outclassed Bull Jester eventually. Life Universe fixed the problem more at the root by both nerfing Bull Jester and upping 1v1 ranger by giving them a bunch of extra crit rate early. And more crit per 10 dex. Ups to early game ranger, but I mean late game ranger is still kind of garbage for PvE, but I think most people who engage with life just only care about early game anyway, so buff ranger in the parts that people actually play. I think the crazy part back then was like the social like ostracization you got just for playing Bull Jester. Like, oh, you play Bull Jester, you're not human to me anymore. Bro, they're just leveling here. Which I guess speaks to how much more social the game was back then. Got a Guardian Historic Bow from Hunting Giants will make a Ranger at some point on my to-do. I mean, don't really need the Historic if you're going AoE, but yeah. Wait, 18 and 5 minutes? Oh man, these next few levels are going to be fire. I was around 10 when we played Flight between a few friends. A kid who was a few years older on RM, and we used to genuinely take turns on that account. Good times. You know. Yeah, I just mained RM back then. I think my friends back then just played Maple Story, so I was just kind of playing Flight by myself, and we would share MMOs, and I would share MMO stories with my friends. I tried Maple Story for like an hour and gave up. So. Yeah, the good times are over. Game's not as social. Everyone has their own RM now. I think the community is just more toxic overall too. Lots more scamming. You get scammed back in the day too? Surely you must have. started at 12 when PC was not good enough for a while, so I could not play with friends. Damn, I remember back in the day, it's like, oh wow, it's for the Giga nerds. Meanwhile, I'm playing Life like I'm any better. Does everyone make an assist with themselves as a multi-box? Yep. That is the meta now, because it's like... Because back in the day, multi-clienting was against the rules because of how GameGuard could only apply its anti-cheat to one client. But now it's just, if you want to have a second account with an assist for buffs and healing, you just open a second browser tab. Because the game is played on browser now. And people are just more efficient with gaming in general. And you're just so much stronger with buffs. Would be a fool to miss out. Holy, can I do all I can here? It's 12. Be careful of captains. They just will not die. It's very easy to keep your assist within 19 levels range because you just need to heal regularly. I also have memory of doing the first dungeon, the mind placing, getting a +10 sword as a job. It was sadly worse than the one mercenary got. I mean that's a knowledge gap from way back then because we didn't know shit back then, but if you act like you can still drop +10 weapons, and if you do, it's very likely the best weapon from whenever you dropped it to 60. So chances are your +10 sword that you dropped back in the day was definitely better than the level 30 quest sword. Which again, you wouldn't have known back then because this game lies to you in a lot of places. I'm guessing you probably sold it after you saw the attack value was lower. You remember trying to sell that for ages? Every Sunstone felt like it was. It was like you could sell it for like 1 million or something. Like, well, that's more than all the money you combined until like 40, and it's like 40. One Sunstone is equivalent to all the money you'd make in an hour of grinding. Are there hidden stats for a +10 compared to the attack value shown? Yeah, so there's like every plus also gives you, for auto attacking, it's also worth like 2 to 3% more damage, just straight up multiplier. So yeah, and that multiplies your total damage. So in addition to the attack it gives you, you get, so like, I think a +10 weapon is like 24% additional damage. So you just straight up do 20%, 24% more damage. That pulls from both your strength and your weapon attack. Versus versus just an Nintendo would just pull from its own attack for additional damage. So I believe the general rule is like if you make an NPC weapon +3, you can skip the weapon that's the next tier. And that's for like any NPC gear, so you made like if you made like a level 27 sword +3, it would already be stronger than the quest sword. God damn, so that sword was OP as hell back then. Yeah, it was. It was the one and only natural +10 I've seen in my... Dude, I've been playing this version for 4 years. I still haven't seen a natural +10 drop. Now, admittedly, we do have quick sell in this version, so there's a good chance I probably just quick sold it without looking at it. But yeah, you definitely got to experience something I don't think a lot of people ever get to see. Yeah, that okay, so but that extra damage multiplier only applies to auto attack, so don't go crazy upgrading your weapons for AoE. Does not have nearly the same benefit. For AoE, oh my god. It is actually just what you see on the tin. Oh, fuck. You know what? I'm just gonna die. I don't care. It's 3%. I'll get that back in 1 AoE. Fuck, where does Lothstar go? It's fine. I think I was missing Stone Hand or something, or just unlucky. Who knows? Damn, just after rebuff too. That's the worst part. It's rebuff all over again. We're only 13 minutes into these prems. We might be in for a rough hour or so. Dude, that city you were just in gave me whiplash from the nostalgia. Oh. Dargon. You can log in right now. Check it out. Wouldn't even be that hard to save up the Penya for Dargon Blinkwing. Wait, what am I missing? Oh. I remember I had some older woman from the US who was my friend and she bought me some cheap cash ups when we used to hang out in Dargon. Aha, so you were groomed back in the day too. Welcome to life where old people groom young people regardless of gender. Goes both ways. We were not aware of the dangers back then. Innocent children. They warned us of the dangers of online games. They just never could quite picture what it would be like. Turns out danger doesn't always appear in a white unmarked bin with free candy written on it. Look at me, all the XP I lost from dying. Already back. Again, the worst thing was having to rebuff and run back. Death barely means anything. Eventually I will reach a point where I probably shouldn't do that, but right now it's just not a concern. Had a female character and a guy gave me a +4 in ring at me if I want to be his GM. I said I'm a dude and he logged off and he kept the ring. Tragedy. Oh, you kept the ring. Crazy, because I was watching a YouTube video about a guy had a similar story in Toontown. People in the comments were doubting that it happened. Like, oh, of course that happened. I'm looking at it like, of course that happened. The question is, how many people did that not happen to? Might be a smaller number. Or at least some sort of similar experience. In one game or another. Even if it's not Flife. That guy's wearing the bot uniform. 75 set with 85 NPC stick. Actually, that's probably not even the 75 set. That's probably the 73 NPC set. Did I die here? I assume you're American. Was Flight popular there at all? It was here, it was quite niche, and from what I remember looking back then, it was much bigger in Asia. Yeah, it's still way bigger in Asia than anywhere else. But I mean, I personally, like, I didn't know anyone personally, like, from real life playing Flife, but it was definitely easy to find people to play with back then. Admittedly, I played on hard mode by being a ringmaster, and good luck trying to get to 70 for Decayed Mines. And there's no way to level yourself from 60 to 70 as a support ringmaster. But yeah, back when I played it, I mostly played it as an IRC chat room. Just hanging out at Bangs most of the time. Like, oh hey, I'm a ringmaster, I have all the buffs now. Let me just hang out at Bangs forever. It's not like I can find anyone to level with anyway. And then I bought a netbook in 8th grade. And leveling was smooth ever since. Hearing IRC makes you feel old. You have other trigger words like Ventrilo. Skype shut down recently. Or is that over a year now at this point? I don't want to say recently anymore. When did Skype shut down? Or it has to be a year. It has to be at least a year ago by this point. The 60 to 70 grind completely killed my Flame Elementalist because I was a massive noob, could only 1v1 some really low level mobs, so it was always... Yeah, I assume you... Did you have buffs back then? Because, yeah, I mean, that level range is still a killer now. Like, if you manage to get past 50, you could probably hit 70. If you manage to hit 70 and didn't quit before like 75, probably get a little bit further. I don't know where the next wall is, but yeah. Level 70, level 50, still the great filter. I think a lot of it has to do with like people realizing that's probably the point where you have to have buffs with you on at all times. A lot of people just be like, oh, this game is perfectly fine without buffs, and then you hit that wall. It's like, would you like to level a new character to 60 or quit? And people are just gonna quit. That's way too much friction. I also remember being super terrified to break my character in terms of the stat allocation. I don't know if the resetting was super expensive. Yeah, it's... The reset is, I believe, the same price back then it was now, so... Like it was, well, it's cheaper now accounting for inflation, but it was always 1,000 of the premium currency, I think. That's the current price, but you could also get individual stat resets for 500. It's like $5. And skill is 1k, but skill you can't really mess up in the long run because you get enough until you hit third job and then mess up all your skills all over again. But yeah, that was definitely one of those things that if you never went 70, you would never realize that your skill tree eventually just fixes itself because you get so many skill points the higher you go. And back then, you had to be your final build straight from 15 because your stats didn't reset after second job change like they do now. That was one of the first changes Universe got. Because leveling an AoE blade by going full dex from level 15 as a mercenary is misery. And really nowadays, like hitting 70 is so easy because you get to quest for the entire range of like 60 to 65, 66-ish, depending on your preparation. There was some forums I used to browse for builds as well. A lot of early core internet memories coming back from this. Were you a Flight World user or an official forum user? Those were the two big ones. I've never used Flight World all that much. I don't think I even signed up for an account. That was like where all the in-game players were because they wanted to talk smack. If you try to do that in the official forums, you just get your post deleted or threads locked. But I was a child who was on the internet way too young. I was just on the officials, where it was better moderated in a sense. At least more tightly moderated. Life World sounds familiar. Was it a light blue white forum? Yeah, you could actually. The site is still up, so you can actually go to lifeworld.com and still look at it. Obviously, the activity's pretty much dead, but you can look. The old G Potato forums are gone. I think last I checked Life World, there were posts as new as like 2022. It's like, you guys are still posting here? Not really. It was effectively dead, but oh god. If I survive that aggro. I'm not aware of any other major flight boards other than like the ones that popped up for private servers long after the fact. What's that over there? Focus. I'm not using that. It just disappeared. I don't have a choice anymore. You look at a scroll forward if I remember, but I do prefer the auto rest. 5 Worlds seems to be down from what I'm seeing. Curious if I could find my old account. Oh. I haven't checked in like a very long time, so if it's down, yeah, rip. Maybe you can find a copy of it through Web Archive. I just remember being up the last time I checked. I guess it's just been that long since I last checked. And I'm not surprised it's been that long. Like, why would you ever go to Live Universe nowadays? Except for nostalgia. What scroll are we talking about here? I feel like the topic might have changed. This message was sent. 29 on the Ringmaster. The XP gap between Jester and Bill Poster is up to 43%. Imagine that'll be a full level by the time we hit around 100. It's gonna be bad. Gonna lie, I expect to level a little faster than this. I think whaling at this level was like 4 levels an hour. You're about to just barely manage 2, so finally have an idea of the XP gap between a whale and a free-to-play, I guess. Whales level approximately twice as fast. I always thought it was 3, so I could still be 3 on main server. The XP multiplier gap is bigger. Also on a crab meat. Oh, okay, that 3x still kind of makes sense. Probably closer to 2 to 2.5. Depending on whether it's FWC or main server. Holy. Oh my god, the bots. Bots are getting in my way. Yeah, wait, this level should be faster. What? Level 93 bot. Why 93 though? That's a drop penalty. I figure if you're gonna put a bot at Louis, you would want it to be like 92, 91-ish. Did anyone figure out why the hell they named the class build poster? I mean, the game as a whole is supposed to be like circus-based. That's like supposedly the theme. That's why you have a jester class. That's why the ringmaster, as in like the ringmaster of a circus. Build poster, I still don't know what their role in a circus is. Oh. They did well, but the community did figure out a lot of the skill names were pulled from like Hebrew. Those skills like Asara Laikum or like Bugu Vertilbo that make no sense. Apparently are Hebrew words. I forget the exact meanings of them or if they ever dug it up, but never knew the circus angle of it all. I mean, yeah, like, I mean, no one really thought about it back in the day, but it's like you have the 3 clown gods. And they didn't really go, like, not as pervasive as they probably thought it was because, like what kind of, it's like, what's a knight doing in a circus? So, like, does Blade even really fit in a circus? It's not like every class was strongly circus themed. Yeah, you have the Violet Magician troupe that are all just like that are just like clown looking. No, they don't really go through with the theme past like 60 on that either, so like the big bad is Clockworks. What's a giant robot have to do with circus exactly? So yeah, the theming is not as strong. That's probably why you didn't immediately think circus when you read the class names. It's not like a whole lot of quests focus on the theme either. Like you have pretty much the only quest line that interacts with the Violet Magician trope only stops at like level 30. Like they could have pushed that further, but they don't. So there's no big story either. I can't lie, I thought it was inspired by an acid trip went wrong because the themes were all over the place. Yeah, see? You get it. 5. Only 5 minutes gone without the crab meat. It's good for my standards. Like a ranger doesn't really fit, but an acrobat does. That's why the assist class uses a baton effectively. But also, an elementer doesn't really have a whole lot to do with circuses or sidekeepers. Magician, you could kind of make the argument, but it's not. It's just a classical magician mage class. It's not like doesn't have any like hat trick theming or anything. Oh god. And technically, very technically speaking, the acrobat class wasn't even there at the beginning. Acrobats were added like 5 versions later. From what I heard, because I wasn't actually there, there was a vote between the acrobat class and the puppeteer class. Acrobat just happened to win out. Though not as many people played that far back then, but yeah, it's just stuff I heard after like 2022 when this game released, and people were just bored hanging out in Discord, talking about the game until it released. There may have been some talk of it back then. Remember, it's not completely devoid of that discussion on the officials back in 2007, 2009 or whatever. It's certainly not the first time someone's asked, why is this class named Billpost? At least Ringmaster has a little more straightforward of an answer if you see it from the circus perspective. And they did not carry over that theming at all for this new version, so it's definitely, it's just like so when you see, so the third job names are more classical class-based names. It's not like a ringmaster becomes circus master or anything like that. Theme didn't really land, so they just completely abandoned it after a point. Of course, they didn't go out of their way to like redesign the classes after throwing it away. It's just like it doesn't really matter. People are already used to using sticks. God. Okay, just one character dead. I can live with that. The more core memories, also killing some Kramovs during New Year's Eve as the clock turned midnight. Might give this new version a shot, but I'd be very out of my depth. I mean, unless for pre-60, the only major difference is Assist got a major leveling tool in Moonbeam, so you don't really level for Assist, you can just Moonbeam your way to 60, and it's the best leveling class by far. Otherwise, most of what you remember still does kind of apply until the later levels, where it gets a little funkier. The higher you go, the more it diverges, but besides some minor changes to level requirements for certain things, the low levels didn't change much. Well, you have more inventory space at all levels, I guess. And it's like, there's some things that we didn't know about before that you can optimize into now. Because fucking hell. Because we know about them. Oh, dude, I spent like I remember back in like the original, I spent like a full week just leveling and dying at cranes. When I could have just spent an hour or so at spiders mid 60. That was just stubborn as fuck. Go red. This is annoying. Bitch, that thing. Yeah, so crane leveling might also be dead too, because cranes they buffed a bunch of the lower level spawns. And cranes were unfortunately not one of those spawns buffed. So nobody really levels at cranes anymore. There isn't 10 people leveling at cranes farming big parties. No longer a thing. Let's stop dying now. Really annoying. You're gonna make me get better gear that I can't afford. I guess life attracted me due to its pretty colors. I remember people leveling that dungeon Darkon before. Yeah, Decayed Mines. They buffed Decayed Mines and it's still like the it's actually crazy because when you look at it now, Decayed is just it's just not great when you account for the slow respawns. But we still praised it like God because it's like, oh hey, they give so much XP per kill. Because concept of per hour leveling was completely foreign to us. Though to be fair, the Archon 3 spawns back then were dog water. So who knows? Maybe the pink leveling with getting 3 pinkies per respawn cycle was so correct. We'll never know. There are like 3 versions of mobs and then a big ass rare one that was sort of an elite, right? Yeah, it's still here. There's normals, captains, smalls, and then there are giants, but I'm specifically on a channel with no giants, so you won't see the big one. And Universe, this version added another tier called a Violet, which can drop protection scrolls for upgrading, but those are camped 24/7, so you won't see them as often. Yeah, like this spawn alone, you could see like these are normals. This is small if I look over there. I think captains are more if I go that side. Do the giants drop better loot? What was the point of them other than scaring the shit out of me to get so the earliest versions every mob could drop the rare weapons. But starting in version 9, which I think was 2008, they made it so not every mob could drop rare weapons and only the giants could. The giants were also the only way to get certain jewels because beyond up to like +7. Because jewelry upgrade wasn't a thing at the start. It came in like V13, I think. So mainly weapons. Giants had to drop. I don't remember that. I don't remember them ever having a chance to drop looters. But yeah, jewelry and weapons were the main draw. Specifically the giant crane where everyone was leveling and camping the giant. That one could drop +7s. And if you were not a strength class, that was basically the best weapon you could get. Or best jewelry you could get, because Penzaroos and the Interets and such were rarer than Strentes. Clockworks. Clockworks could still only be fought on channel 1. And only once per guild, so you have to after killing it you have to leave your guild so you can make another one. Kill it again. And people were just not very high level back in the day, so there were far fewer people killing it. Soccer Ball Angel? Probably not a drop. I remember seeing Soccer Ball Angel in the shop, and like you could still buy it here whenever it comes around. They use a rotating shop here, unfortunately. So pets aren't always around, but sometimes Soccer Ball Angel comes back around. Like here right now, it's Naughty Ghosts, Brains, and Eviltron. Okay. Griefed by the bot. Is your name Hannah because you yourself are a reminiscent of a flower? Oh my god. There is. But no, I haven't made. I just picked one. I just picked out of a hat, basically. But was a droppable thing before in PH? Maybe there were regional differences, but I know the NA version dropping pickup pets was not a thing. At least as far as I'm aware. Just, let's be real, 10-year-old, 20-year-old memory can only be so perfect, you know? GT. Also, I'll boot this up after my work is over. I got a few more meetings, but since it's browser-based, the boundary to play is way low. Yep. Make 2 accounts. If you're gonna go into with some, if you want the real experience, you should make 2 accounts. One for the assist, one for whatever class you want. Oh, and don't go to the main. Don't go to the whatever server the game tries to default you to. Pick FWC because FWC has big EXP and upgrade and drop rate boosts. No reason to miss out on that since the characters will transfer to a main server should you choose to continue. And also your gear is much easier to find on FWC because everyone is playing here. $20 of stream time left after this. Hopefully those UN Dame boots I was looking at earlier hasn't sold yet. That would be a nice upgrade. Maybe it'll be the final bit of tankiness I need to not suffer. I guess once I have the Clockwork set complete with Clockwork's jewels, I should probably start looking at the 120 stuff. Somehow simultaneously easy to get and hard to get at the same time. There's no way that stuff is expensive, but definitely take a few days to find. The cheapest acro boots I saw was 15 mil pen. Yeah, I found mine for 5 mil. I found the gauntlets for 3 and the boots for like 5 or 4. One of the two. Because I saw more than one pair. Maybe it's just mail that's more expensive. That can be a thing sometimes. Oh my god. What's the best place to find community-driven guides, etc. for a new player? Good question. I don't like most of the resources for life. I'm gonna be real with you. But I also haven't taken enough of the necessary steps to rectify that problem. I don't really have beginner info. I told Mod Kips because like apparently he runs into a bunch of new players and basically types the same shit every time. So I'm like, okay, give me all the info you give to new players so I could put it together in a video and pass it around. And he never got back to me on it, bastard. Garcia. Like there's ways to cheese lower levels now, but definitely do not forget to go to Wiki Help in Game. Oh my god. You go to Wiki Help in Game and scroll down just a little bit. In the front, there's active coupon codes. And you can claim them by pressing U and going to coupon and typing them in. I think the first one is level 20 and higher. The last one is 160 and higher. But the one you can claim but the middle one you can claim right away is still pretty good. Only got 60 days of FWC. Hope I make it 200 or something. I mean, you know exactly how old this character is. I'm already 81. Don't think 100 is that difficult. I mean, can't your experiment with the leveling be good enough for new players as long as someone can do it? Yeah. I mean, I guess I can timestamp that. But, like, it's not... I don't think it's always super clear what I'm doing. Like, canceling the Power Scrolls feels very unintuitive and super bad when you're a new player, I think. Even though it's technically the correct thing to do, and that's a game design problem. But yeah, if you go to like some of my older streams, starting with like the experiment, it's like 8 streams of the same fucking thing. Oh my god, I hate this. Didn't they always try to make PvP a huge thing in this game? I don't know if it ever took. No, it never took off that much. PvP was always a small thing because like to PvP without feeling absolutely miserable requires a lot of money to even dip your toes. So like any like so to even play the game, you have to spend a bunch on gear. And not everyone who spends a bunch on gear is necessarily interested in PvP either, so and like the PvP that does happen is only like an hour on a weekend on a 1 hour of PvP a week, so yeah, PvP can never really be a big part of this game given all the current problems with it. It's not like WoW arenas where you can just queue whenever. It's still, I mean, like the original is still up and it's still more of a one-shot simulator. This version's PvP is there's a good bit more teamwork. So you see more value from like rangers and sidekeepers who can put out consistent damage. And rangers are cited as the most OP PvP class for that reason. I don't think that was ever a thing in the original. Maybe rangers got good, but I don't think they ever became the best. Hey, sure, I know it won't be much, but I enjoy those experiment streams. Oh, good to know somebody did. But yeah, I think to actually make a new player guide out of those, I would actually have to stitch some of that together. Admittedly, it does mean I have free footage as long as I'm actually willing to comb through it. Oh, oh shit, okay, so there is. Okay, there is. I need to actually open up my channel. Hold on. The 15 to 60 is still gutted, but there is one thing on my channel that is very helpful to a newer player. It's this video. Let me actually switch to my account. Fuck my premise. Actually, I have 3 minutes. What am I saying? You can look it up. All grinding. No, do not open up my channel. Go back to YouTube. Your channel. Yeah. Go to... no problem. Finish the AoE. Copy link. It's this one. That one. Yeah. The one good video I have for new players. That actually makes sense to watch. It'll at least make your life to 60 much easier than trying to guess everything. Well, I guess technically there's also the Moonbeam video, but... I'll take a peek when my work is done. Yeah. As always, I'll have my reservations about recommending this game to a new player, but there's definitely parts that are enjoyable, and I will not deny that. People want to play it up until they stop enjoying the game. They definitely should. It's like the pay to win doesn't matter as long as you don't hit the end game, and the end game is relatively difficult to hit given the very long test of patience to get there. What is this XP gap? Oh, 50%. That is totally expected, actually. Why am I so surprised? Yeah, I think I can fit another AoE. Killing takes a while. I can only gather for like a few seconds. I know I haven't been around for this game for almost a year now, but what if it's new tech with error rate only? So I'm gathering for my build poster. As you can see, the burst crack. So the idea is a build poster is terrible at gathering but has good DPS, and a jester is terrible at DPS but is good at gathering. You put the two together, and it's actually like you're leveling two whole characters that cover for each other's weaknesses. And no, this is not a mainstream thing. Nobody plays 3 characters at the same time. It's already struggle getting people to just heal themselves. This is definitely not mainstream by any stretch. That was like 2 levels in an hour. Pretty good. Yeah, I need to go see if those Yuan Dame boots are still unsold. For 10 mil. Your red armor. We still don't like red armor here. They just up random. Oh, that makes no sense. Oh wait, no, never mind. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, so grinding is done for the day. I need to transfer money so I can actually buy shit. Trick is to just change the million station. Leaves exactly 1 mil on each character. This is what I can use to buy 3 more flasks so I don't forget tomorrow. Jesus Christ. Absolute menace to forget it every single time. Are you doing 3 chart tech? I remember you told me something similar last tech. Sounds hard to manage when I just fumble my keys with 2 accounts at the same time. Did you do similar stuff last update with your Sai with 9 RM? Yeah, so last year I did it with Sai and RM with Knight using Heart of Sacrifice, which is basically just the Psykeeper gives up 10% XP to be 30% tankier. This is even better because this actually covers offense. This actually covers the damage weaknesses on so both characters are actually contributing to more damage, period. The mobs gather faster, the mobs die faster, it's perfect. So my first pair of characters this year was actually a ranger and a knight, and which basically covers the same thing. The ranger's DPS is slightly better than just air rain, but like rangers struggle toward the end of an AOE because they can't target shit properly, and stuff are dying to their dots. So a lot of skills start to whiff. That's where the knight would came. That's where the knight power stomp would come in and just clean up. Now I'm just doing the same thing all over again with Jester, but Jester has even less damage. And BP does the same amount of damage as a knight. Probably more if we're being honest. Okay, now I just need to get on channel 1. Surely this will not be a miserable experience. Oh my god, we went through the first time. But is it actually faster than Duel considering 2 charts are stealing each other XP with contribution? I guess it works now better because so if contribution is 110%, by splitting it this way, the XP goes down to like 75% for each character. And the RM XP is just randomly unaffected by this. So the belief is that the extra gathering power makes up this essentially a ranged BP is what I'm playing. And the assumption is the even with the EXP given up because of contribution splitting, it's still probably more XP over. It's probably equal EXP overall because you're gathering so much faster. Yeah, it's not a total loss. There's probably like it's probably balanced out. Of course, like to actually see if that's true, I would have to do an XP test at some point, but right now I'm getting over a level per hour, so not really the condition I can do an XP test in now, is it? Was it you? No. What was the okay, it's oh here it is. No, it's gone. I fucking knew it. Oh my god. Okay. There's one shop in Flares with the boots. If you're doing this tech, you may as well go in PP Kappa. Yeah, but I went strength because like MP is so expensive. Like it's the int AoE isn't actually better if I can't provide sufficient prems for it. Especially given how fast Burst Crack is. then maybe I'll change it up at some point, but right now I think Burst Crack is just better. Considering this is free to play. Maybe if I had some funding, I would consider it. I would have considered it, but I don't have that, so where's the shop? Supposed to be here. Of course, it's not cheap. Okay, that's within expectations. I need 1, 2, 3. Okay, I need rings. Let me get a bunch of rings done. I don't want to use the last Dark Blink. Wink Gala, maybe. The only thing I miss from this game is to play with some friends, or at least be in the same party while grinding chat. Other than that, can I get back to this? I mean, yeah. That's most games. I feel like now it's like the game doesn't really matter. It's who you're playing with. I don't know. Surely somebody has affordable. Oh, Typhoon 700, very affordable. Super in ring, Vito. No actual clockwork stuff. Somebody sell actual clockwork stuff around here? Dexion. Windmill's a bit high, but I'll live. I already have another Dexion, I think. How much could an interact be? Shuntace. If I gave myself, I will take the. Where's the shop? Take the sauce just for MP. And +3. Nobody cares about +3s. I need Mightiers and Interrupts, the two most expensive types. Oh, of course I find cheaper, 200k cheaper. 200k kind of matters when I'm this poor. Should have bought the boots first. I think that's the mistake at the end of the day. I should have just bought them first. Boots are the ones with additional damage. 2 mil interrupt, passable. Too expensive. Prima. Pass. Look, I already clicked on that. I hate being slow. Kneecapped on move speed. Hmm. 5 mil, no. Just no. There's CW2 mil. I don't want to go to Flares just yet. 8 mil. Wait. Hey, Roran boots 2 mil. Wasn't somebody looking for this? Somebody in chat. Acrobat boots. Clockworks 2 mil. Buff X. Dark on 1. Channel 1. Dark on channel 1 rather. By the way, Shirai, while you're shopping, does my ranger need a specific bow at what level? Or just do whatever I pick up is okay. If you can get Guardian bow at 60 and Angel bow at 90, that would be nice. But also, I'm 82 using a level. I'm also 82 using an NPC bow that I could have upgraded a little bit at this point. Yep, channel 1, buff X. Just look up Rorend boots, I think. You should be able to find it. Guess your real challenge is getting on channel 1. Channel 1, yeah, should be 5th on the list from the search shop menu, but there you go. Found you your boots. Let's go. Yeah, I forget who specifically. Good to know. 80 mil for an. Whew. That's crazy. This is why Knight's a very good class if you know you're gonna hit high levels. Weapon's literally free. Oh, you need male. Or you need female rip. Oh, back on my internet hunt. Wait, I already have another internet. Guess I'm done on rings then? Guess I could get my tiers. Unlucky then. Need 2 more might tiers. 19 mil. Oh, maybe I should just leave my money open then. I think I'm gonna leave that Pena right there just in case I log into Dame Boots tomorrow. I bought into it for like 2 mil. I already have another one, so this is the only one I needed. So we're good there. It's also 5:55, so for me it's a good time to end the stream. I will be streaming again tomorrow, same time as always, 20 hours from now, so till then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you around.